Hello and welcome to ABW Preview. So many shows, I almost forgot what this one is called. With me this afternoon is French Gooner. How you doing?
Yeah, very good, mate. Glad to be here. It's been a little while since I've been on the show. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, anytime. For people who enjoy your presence, we've got you for the post game show. And hope Mike from Gooners in the USA. Gooners podcast. He's changed it. Was going to be joining us, but he's now doing his podcast from a pub. And I said I'm not having that much noise on a pod, and he knew that, so he said I'll leave. So I've asked Stan, the man in Canada. So hopefully he'll. It's still yesterday in Canada, probably the time difference. So he hasn't got back to me yet. So it might be just the two of us, or we might find somebody else. Anyway, right, let's go and say hello to some of the people in the chat. There's Ray Anderson. Hopefully today's match goes ahead. Hopefully, because otherwise I've got nothing else to do for the rest of my day. And then there's Hambo says, watch it all. Noah Baboa. I'm just thinking Rocky. I didn't have trouble with this with Bulgarian Gooner the other day because they're calling me Drago. And I'm not thinking that's out of Rocket. I can't deal with that. Favourite film. He says, what's going on with Aubameyang? Nobody knows. Hambo says, not a team player. It's simple. Yeah, that's probably about right. And Phil Macker says, hello. Gary is there. Good afternoon, Danny and French. I haven't actually even done a tweet to say we're live. So I'm just going to put live. There you go. Edit that. Tweet. Done. Lovely. Right, has anybody put any released the start?
Lineup is out. It is out. Yeah, unchanged from the last few games. So exactly the same lineup.
Oh, well, I'm going to go and get that. Of course, it wants to save it as a complete web page because it's a pain in the arse. They've got Tomiyasu as the main bloke on the picture. When did Twitter decide to start saving things as a GIF file? I mean, who on earth wants a GIF file?
Didn't even realize that. Do you notice Sky Cavers started deleting tweets now because under every tweet he just gets spammed with pictures of Tomiyasu? You know
I saw your tweet about that. Tell people what he did and what you did.
So obviously, for those who don't know, back in the end of the transfer window, he was talking smack about Tommy. He was saying he's not a centre back, he's not a right back. No club wants him. We don't know what he is. And obviously, Tommy's just come in and smashed it. And so every single tweet that he puts out now, Sky Caver on Twitter, everyone's just spamming pictures of Tomiyasu. There's some great ones. There's one of like Tomiyasu pushing a stroller, and he's like in the pram. It's Caver in the pram. It's brilliant stuff. And he's just started deleting his tweets now because he can't deal with it. So yeah, I'm so happy for Tommy. And I don't know, maybe that's a cheeky little dig at him again. I'll take it.
Is it much like the Ornsteinio and John Cross stuff? Some of those memes they did were absolutely brilliant. I've saved loads of them. They were that good.
Top notched. Yeah. Arsenal Twitter is for memes. We're pretty much undefeated.
And podcasts. We've got 1 million podcasts. Right. Before we go and say hello to more people, there we go. There's the starting lineup for the people at home and on the bus. Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu right back, Tierney left back, White and Gabriel in the middle, Partey and Xhaka, the much maligned Mr. Xhaka, who I am still a fan of, in midfield, Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, Odegaard in the 4-8-10 role, whichever one he wants to play, and Lacazette up front. On the subs are Leno, Holding, Chambers, Tavares, Cedric Elneny, Pepe, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. So, what do you think? Is that 4 games in a row we've now had the same lineup? That's almost unheard of, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I think it says a lot. Especially for the last game or the last couple of games after the kind of Everton defeat, that I think it was pretty much the exact same lineup, barring maybe one notable absence. But it was quite impressive to see that just continuing to stick with these kind of young players and with this kind of formation 4-4-1-1 setup that seems to be. I mean, I assume that's what's going to happen again, or 4-4-2, depending on if we're in or out of possession. I think you're starting to see the kind of partnerships developing and the kind of understanding of, right, Odegaard knows Saka's always going to be coming inside. He can just give it right back to him. There's a bit of stability coming in, and super grateful for it. I wonder if not being in Europe helps with that as well, you know?
Possibly, yeah, because you don't need to rest people, do you? Plus, it also hinders because you don't have the Europa League arguably made Smith Rowe and Saka and maybe a couple of maybe even Willock all the Halen boys, they were made because of the Europa League. So there is a load of kids. Maybe Balogun would be playing regularly in the Europa League if we were still in it. Eddie Longbridge, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Eddie Longbridge, a man who has 200 accounts in 200 different countries. Actually, there is nearly. I think there's, depending on who you ask, there is 200 countries. And someone asking is Thomas says, is Alba on the bench? No, he's not on the bench. And Phil Macker says, Alba gone Crimbo shopping, I assume. Yeah, just avoid Oxford Street. Oh, we've had a heart on Facebook from Kate Johnson. Cheers, Kate. And who else is in there? Paul Neal. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. Yeah, that's never stopped all the previous managers though. This they've all had a horrendous bout of the Tinkermans. Steph is in there. Sai is in there. Got to be breaking age-old records, giving the same up like 4 matches in a row. Where's Chris? Which Chris? Do you mean Smelly Pirate Chris? He doesn't do podcasts anymore. He's had enough. Eddie says, I'm no legend, but thank you. Riddy says, evening, fellas. And Thomas, does Danny like Christmas? I bought a load more stuff as well. So when the offspring gets back from living up north, she's back this week. Oh, next week. I'm just going to put more up, which would be good. Oh, Kate on Facebook. Looks like Arsenal are the only team been following COVID protocol with all of the postponements. Hope we can take advantage. Well, let's have a look back at the last 3 Premier League games between Arsenal and Leeds. The last one, 14th of February 2021, playing behind closed doors. We smashed them 4-2 French with Aubameyang getting a hat-trick. Hector Bellerin, remember him, he scored. And so we were 3-1 up by half-time. Then they got 2 in the second half. And then we got one just after the break, one either side of the break. That's unusual. So we're actually 4-0 up, and then they come back in the second half. Do you remember anything about that game? Because I don't.
Not really. No, it's like vague memories that we smashed them, but I don't really remember the details of it. Did Pepe score?
No, Aubameyang hat-trick and Bellerin. But some of the players we had there that are never going to play for us again. Leno, Bellerin, Suarez, Luis, Ceballos, Aubameyang, Willian, and my favourite El Neni. Matt Ryan was on the bench. Mari, another one. Chambers. Oh dear, it's like a graveyard of old players.
Amazing how quickly it changes, isn't it?
Say that again.
It's amazing how quickly it changes, isn't it?
It does. It is. It's an entire revolution or evolution. I don't know which one of those two I mean, but it's one of the two, or possibly neither. I don't know. The game before that was Arsenal v Leeds on the 16th of April 2004. Perez opened the scoring after 6 minutes, and then Thierry Henry went bing, bang, 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 scored 4 goals, beaten 5-0. Back in the glory days. And out of that team, Patrick Vieira is now a manager. Edu is the top bloke at Arsenal doing all the dodgy transfers. Bergkamp is not really doing anything, is he? Well, we're not going to dwell on previous matches because it's a bit silly if you're going back 17 years. So what else do I want to go and have a look at? So how do you feel about today's game? That's the important bit. That's the bit everybody wants to know.
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because in theory, they've got they've got like 9 players injured or something insane like that, haven't they? They've got, I think Phillips is out. Let's have a look at the lineup, the Leeds lineup, actually, before I go saying who's out. But
yeah, I was thinking about looking at that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm the only people who they said were out who aren't out is Ayling. I can see. I think pretty much everyone else, Rodrigo, Firpo, half their team is gone. Phillips. So in theory, they've not won in a little while, just lost 7-0. Lots of senior players missing. Should be straightforward. Should be easy. Obviously, we know that we've past and obviously just recently against Everton been kind of the kiss of life team, as it was. Bringing them back from the dead. If teams are struggling, you kind of want to play Arsenal. So it's
true.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of I don't want to say it's a lock-in, but it looks like it should be easy work, doesn't it?
It should do, especially after. But people say that if a team has just had a hammering, which they lost 7-0 to Man City, then that's a dangerous time to play them. But not if they've had a hammering the previous game, and they've had a terrible season, and they're really struggling. They remind me a lot of Sheffield United, who their first season back in the Premier League were fighting for the top 6 or 7 regularly, then got relegated. Leeds last season were really good, mainly down to Patrick Bamford being a hell of a player that he is, and you've got the English player in midfield who plays for England. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I'd love to see it, Arsenal. Wonderful player. And now they're relying on those 2 players. So it's a combination of both things. People in the chat, if you want to put your predictions in there, I will highlight them and then we can laugh at you. And so prediction-wise, what are you going to go for? Are you a little bit too, I don't want to tempt fate by...
Nah. I love it like an idiot. Don't worry, that's fine. I think we'll smash them. What was it, 4-2 last time? 4-1. I'll go for a 4-1.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're away from home, so I don't think it'll be the clean sheet, but I think we'll put a few past them.
Well, it's definitely going to be an interesting game. Is there any... At what point are they allowed to call the game off? Do you know? Does anybody in the chat know? Because there's got to be some point where they go, well, if you name the lineups, then it's I think it's sure it's done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point, I don't think there's any new tests that can be done within the space of an hour. So last I saw from Lineker was that both sides are very confident it's going to go ahead. Obviously, all those players missing from Leeds are because of injuries, not because of COVID. I've seen a lot of people complaining all the other games have been postponed because of COVID and Leeds are missing half their team, but injuries aren't contagious. So it's not really the same thing.
You're not going to go, I've done my hamstring and I've passed it on.
Do you know what I mean? But no, it looks like it's all going to go ahead, thankfully.
Yeah, good. So are you going to pick a score? Hey?
What's your prediction?
I'm going to go 8-0. Arsenal going to smash them. You're going to get Lacazette to get all 8, and he's going to show. I hate the Lacazette haters. He's a wonderful player. He's the best looking bloke at the club. I mean, Chambers has got a nice beard, but yeah, he's the best looking player. Yeah, I bet he smells great. He's just a lovely man, and he's working his arse off, and he has worked his arse off all season, and he's not getting the plaudits that he deserves. He's a wonderful man, and hopefully they'll give him a new 4-year contract after this. Because he's a leader, he's just brilliant, and Xhaka as well. Xhaka has a great game as well. Hey,
you're taking the mitt now, Dan. Come on.
I like Xhaka. I like the way that if we're honest, quite a lot of our fans do need to be told to fuck off every now and then because a lot of them are morons.
No, I didn't mean Xhaka. I meant lack of 4-year extension. That's
I'd definitely give him a 2-year contract. He's 30.
2 years.
I was saying this the other day that people are going, oh, he's old at 30. Fuck, I wish I was 30. I was 30 21 years ago. I'd love to be 30 again. There's not a part of me that isn't aching. I can't even be able to shake my head anymore. Oh, dear, it's ridiculous. So, I'm just highlighting. So I didn't say for people at home and on the bus and on the toilet and in the bath. Michael, MJ. That's why I was getting confused. You've got MJL. I might have called Michael in Sweden. You're not Michael in Sweden, are you? Or you might be. MJL says 3-0. Thomas says 4-2. Stefan Selby 3-1. BX Gunner says 4-0. Thomas has changed it to a Xhaka hat-trick. Bulgarian has gone 3-1. And there were some other ones up here. Didn't Eddie go something crazy? Where's it gone? Oh, here we go. Eddie Longbridge going to beat them 6-1. Eddie has now said Laka won't score 8. He'll get 4. I'll have that. Oh, Mike Hertz is there. Hello. And here's a name. God, how do you say that? Joe, what's that middle word? The A and the E mixed together. Yay?
I have no idea. Yay? Yeezy?
Yeezy. That's a hell of a name. Arsenal going to beat Leeds 3-1. That'd be wonderful. That's a new person on Facebook. Hello on Facebook. And Bulgarian going, I thought you were in your 40s, Danny. You cheeky monkey. Thank you very much. I was in my 40s in the early noughties. That's how it was. Stefan's getting on my nerves saying Xhaka should leave. He had a magnificent game last time, Steph. Don't make me send you nudes on WhatsApp again, because I will do. Mike Hertz, I'm 34, but I feel 48. That's because you've had a dozen kids, mate. 3-0 to the Arsenal. Gary says 3-0 to the Arsenal. Arsenal? I can't even speak anymore. Arsenal, no laughing, Danny. No, it's going to be good. Thomas says I'm 34, brain 19, knees and 74. You sound like you've been playing football for too long. What else do I want to cover? I think we've got the starting lineup. We've done the Leeds one. We've done the previous games.
I just noticed Sambi doesn't seem to be on the subs bench in this lineup. I don't know what that's
Somebody
about.
said, I think somebody said that he's tested positive for COVID. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Bulgarian Gooner, trusted source, one of my inside men. Lokonga positive for COVID, for fuck's sake. He has been one of my highlights of the season. It's when Partey goes away to the AFCON, hopefully Lokonga will come in and play every game because he's how impressed have you been with him this season?
Oh, he's been phenomenal. He's been absolutely phenomenal. I was quite upset, to be honest, that we saw El Neni start against United because I thought, I don't know, I love El Neni, but yeah, what Sambi's done since coming in terms of his little chips over the top, his ability on the ball, his kind of press resistance and composure for someone his age is outstanding. But also there's something about his mentality that I really like. He's just really up for it. He's not necessarily free of mistakes, but you can see when he makes a mistake, he's just not afraid to go again, try and do something difficult again. He doesn't hide on the pitch. I remember I can't remember what game it was, but there was one fairly recently, maybe against Villa or something, where one of their players was kind of storming down the pitch, and Sambi just put in a little foul on him to stop him. And the player kind of, he was like a much older guy, like late 20s or whatever. He pushed Sambi as he was getting up, and Sambi got up and pushed him back. And he was just up for the argy-bargy, and I love that.
It is. You have a little bit of love there for El Neni. Richard on our pod, Cactus Cash, his family of Egyptian heritage, and he always referred to El Neni as my Egyptian brother. Then I did a DNA test, and I'm 1.5% Egyptian. So there's three of us at the Arsenal Egyptians. So they're my Egyptian brothers. Yeah, so I'm covered. I'm 0.5% Native American as well.
Oh,
I've got it all. I can have a dozen passports. It's brilliant.
Longbridge, smorgasbord of nationalities. Just
that's it. Digi Scott as I don't know what that first word is from China. There you go. Jim Howson is also here. Leeds are so depleted they have a 15-year-old on the bench. Jim is an Arsenal fan who likes Leeds, who lives in Leeds, been on the show a few times. And Mr. Waffles, he's going to be on the Sunderland post-game show. He's in somewhere in America. He told me not to tell because it's top secret. I'm quite excited for the game. Is it the only game, the Premier League game, that's going to be on today, or is it just the afternoon games that were cancelled?
I think you know what? I know it's the only one in the evening for sure. I don't know if anything else took place today. If it's not Arsenal, no. Let me have a little look and check.
The 18th of December. Oh, yep, we are. Every single one says 5 games postponed, and one Everton Leicester tomorrow is postponed, but that's the midday kickoff. There's a 2 p.m. kickoffs: Newcastle, Man City, Wolves, Chelsea, and then there's a 4:30 kickoff: Spurs, Liverpool. But are you concerned about the fact that at the moment, when we play today, we'll have played 4 more Premier League games than the likes of Spurs? And so hopefully that means when we win today, we'll be on 32 points, which is 7 more than them. But they've got 4 games in hand. How do you look at the points already got, all games in hand? Because if they win all their games in hand, they'll catch us. That's something that's always that's an age-old question. Which would you prefer?
You definitely rather have them on the board. I think one of Spurs' games is against Liverpool, so that's a wrap already.
Postpone that or just cancel that one. It's like COVID because they're not going to win it.
And then I think obviously how are they going to fit them in? That's the other question, because the fixture list is already going to be quite congested because of just the time of year that it is and the commitments that we've got. I think the World Cup supposedly in December means they have to have a long break over summer, so we can't push the games back too far. So ultimately they're going to have more games sort of stacking up, Spurs, and it's just going to be a bit of a pain. I can't really see it being a benefit for them. So yeah, points on the board every time. And the other thing is, if they keep postponing everyone else's game, then we'll win the league, won't we? So just let us.
Yeah, just wait until we're in top 4, which we are now. I think 4th place is a Champions League qualifier, is it, or is it straight into the Champions League group stage?
Yeah, stop it down.
Good. Oh, so cancel the season. Job done. Everybody stay in now until June, and then the season starts again in August. We'll be a Champions League team. That's wonderful. Can't argue with that. Are Spurs still in the League Cup? Now, I've got a little thing here on the League Cup. I'm sure that they are. Where is it? League Cup. They are at home to West Ham. So that's going to be a good game. They've got a chance of winning that. And if they get through to the next round, the semi-final, that means they're playing one on the 4th or 5th of Jan and one on the 11th or 12th of Jan, along with having 4 or maybe 5 Premier League games to catch up on.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning of January, we've got 5 games in 15 days. So if they've got 4 Premier League games to catch up on, that's crazy.
That's it. Yeah.
Ray Anderson in Jamaica says 3-0 to the Arsenal. Kimby, stop the count. And then Pete Colson, and I hope you lot are putting good things in there, because I just read it without pre-reading it. And this has led me into no end of trouble in the past, and I like it. I like it. Oh, he's just singing a song. Europa. And they're in the Europa Conference League.
They still haven't qualified either.
Yeah.
It's like a big. They'll have to play good players in that last game because they're still not through to the next round. So
that is hilarious. They're in the Intertoto Cup, and remember years ago Spurs were in the Intertoto Cup and they had to borrow players from Crystal Palace and West Ham, and I think that was the year when they had 3 individual winners of the Intertoto Cup. I think Newcastle were one of the winners. It's just an absolute mess. And now they've brought in a game at Wembley. It's going to be the winners of Italy, the winners of the European champions, and then it's going to be the South American champions, which I think is Argentina, and they're playing the trophy at Wembley in January or February or something like that. What a load of nonsense. Right, there you go. Anything else we should talk about the game? We've done 21 minutes. I've got to edit this, upload this to iTunes in 40 minutes. So
no, that's it. A little tidbit of information. Lacazette is from the same Caribbean island that my family are from, and that Thierry Henry, half his family are from as well, Guadeloupe. So tidbit for you there. And
there you go. Do you know any of them? Because Carl was babysitted by Ian Wright.
Wow.
There was Ian. There's the words Ian Wright, the word Carl, and the word babysitting. So mix all those up in some kind of order. Has he managed to get Ian Wright on the show? Has he buggery?
Yeah. No, I no him. But second cousin is Louis Saha from the same island, so I've got a mild relation there.
Ex-Fulham and Man United striker.
Correct.
And Newcastle.
Yes.
A very, very decent player, apart from when he's playing against Arsenal. Right. Where can people find you on the Twitters and other podcasts?
So, I'm on the Twitter sphere at French Gooner 23. The handle is there. On podcasts, on the Gooner Talk with Tom Canton. Brilliant show. If you find us doing many various shows on there. And then outside of football, I do my own podcast on dating and relationships called The Date Detective Agency. So if you follow me on the French Gooner 23, I upload to there as well, and you can find the show. Thanks very much for having me on, Danny, and thanks everyone for listening. It's been a pleasure.
And you'll definitely be back after the game when we celebrate 8-0.
8-0 indeed.
All scored by Lacazette. Excellent. That's a really good name for your podcast, The Date Detective Agency.
Yeah.
I like that. That reminds me of Sherlock Holmes-ish.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm going for. Yeah, just
digging deep. Do you take listeners' questions if they have some or problems?
100%. That's a big part of the show is taking on listeners' questions and even having them call in. We do like a live call-in thing on Instagram Live. So if people want to call in and speak to us or just send in questions anonymously, always happy to reply to them. That's one of the best bits of the show.
I've only listened to 10 minutes of it. You and the 2 ladies sitting around having a chat. I haven't listened to any more than that. So I'm gonna try and listen to some more next time I remember. Right. Eddie Longbridge wants to know why you're sat in the dark. You're a man of mystery. It's like Batman. You don't ask questions.
This is the Batcave. My lighting basically makes it look way darker than it actually is behind me. So, yeah.
Excellent. Right, people. Thank you very much. And we will be back about 5 to 10 minutes after the game tonight. And it's going to be me and French and maybe Stan the man because Mike has abandoned me. But we'll find somebody else as well. So there'll be 3 of us. Thank you very much for listening. If you're new, give it a thumbs up, give it a wave, stroke it, tickle it, pat it on the head and subscribe. And download a copy of this and put it through all your neighbours' letterboxes and then tell them to come and watch. And we'll see you later. Cheers.